about that life, ask P. Diddy. I just came from his house, even though I'm feeling funny after drinking P. Diddy juice. Wait, what the fuck? What's happening here?
All right, that is hilarious. J-Rat, what do you think, sir? That's pretty good, right?
Never ceases to amaze me, the things you decide to put in your openings.
That one screwed you up because it actually showed you during it and everything and whatnot, right? So, like, I got you on that. What's going on, folks? This is Monday, 4/15/24. We're here on the MCU'S Bleeding Edge Report. That's right, J-Rat. You've never been on the Monday show. It's actually titled. We call this the MCU'S Bleeding Edge Report. Andres, the pop culture guy, is my special guest co-host. I'm, of course, Jeff S. TrueKnowledge, co-host and creator of the MCU'S Bleeding Edge. J-Rat 2000 is back. He hasn't been on the Bleeding Edge in eons, but he's come back on to be on the guest panel and rock out X-Men 97, Episode 4, Mutendo, Life Death Part 1. And then when he decides to gracefully depart from our episode review, Andres and I are going to tackle some Alien Romulus Joker 2 trailer reactions for y'all. So yeah, put it to that ass. So, guys, J-Rat, how's it feel to be back on the MCU'S Bleeding Edge, sir? Do you feel good?
I do. I've been, take long breaks, and then I decide to get back on, and I said, you know what? Let's talk about the X-Men. I saw you were doing it. I was like, yeah, this is the show I'm going to jump back on.
Oh, it was like that? You were just like, oh, man, it was like perfect timing?
You were like, hey, you want to jump on the show? And I was like, yeah, I'll jump on the X-Men. We're good. Let's do that one.
So that was like a no-brainer, like you were going to say yes on that no matter what.
There's a very high probability. If you would have asked me to get on it, I was going to say yes. Yeah,
well,
hopefully
you'll come back then, because we like it when guests come on. We've got some other guests coming on some of the next couple of episodes, but you're more than welcome to come back and do more with us, because I mean, this is how they're going to be. We're going to do them at the beginning of our shows, right? So this is how it'll always be. But we're happy to have you back. Andres, how are you, brother? You ready to tackle X-Men 97 episode 4?
Yes. This is definitely the most fun episode ever. Which is great. So, and yeah, I'm excited to talk about the trailers. I mean, the fact that we got Joker 2, which I am so excited to talk about. One of the best trailers I've seen this year. So, and the Aliens trailer too.
I wish I would have downloaded our 44,000 subscriber trophy from YouTube or whatnot, so I could have played it on the show. But we got it. We got it the other day. We're officially, and we're almost at 45,000 already. We're officially 46,000 subscribers away from getting that plaque, bitch. I can't wait to put that plaque on my wall. That's just gonna be tight.
Oh yeah.
There's no way to split that bitch up between the whole team.
Good job, man.
That's gonna have to go on my wall. Sorry, Cyber. Sorry, Andres. I'm not chopping up my YouTube plaque.
Well, I mean, it's your channel. It's your channel, so that's. I mean,
I know. Everyone knows it's my channel. I know that. Yeah, I get it. I know. It's a joke.
Yeah, same.
That's all. Anyway, so all right, X-Men 97. Okay, J-Rat, you asked in the studio before the show if we could talk about other episodes and whatnot. So I'll just start right off and say, going into episode 4, right? Go to you, J-Rat, and then to you, Andres. Where are you at through episodes 1 through 3? Like, where are you at, like, with your contentness with the show before episode 4, and then I guess with episode 4, like, where are you at with it, right? You know, at that point, do you think?
Where am I at with it? Well, considering I know you say 1 through 4, and I'm already at 5. But if I was going to try,
I am too.
Think back at 1 through 4. So the first 2 episodes were awesome to start off with. They were really good, getting us back on track with the X-Men. So X-Men 97, I feel like it was definitely made for my generation, because I was 10 years old watching, the original X-Men, 10, 12 years old, waking up Saturday mornings watching the X-Men, and to have them come back as like the same characters right where it left off is a really neat, cool, fun idea. Again, for my generation, because you just get back on track, but it gives you enough story to where if you have never watched the X-Men, you can just jump into the first episode of X-Men 97 and kind of understand what's going on. because it's like a refresher. It's been so long. And 1 through 3, excellent. I think number 4 episode kind of was a little like, wasn't the best episode. You guys may like it, and I do like it as well, but it definitely wasn't. It was kind of like its own story from like 1 and 2, where they kind of like carry continuation of each other, and 3 is, and then kind of like with the Mr. Sinister storyline, that's kind of like another part of the story that they're gonna continue on like through the rest of these episodes, because now there's a Jean Grey, and there's what's her name,
Madeline Pryor.
Madeline Pryor. So now we have Madeline Pryor to carry on through the rest of the episodes with Scott Summers' baby and stuff like that. So that's like just a starting point for more story later on down the line. So I appreciate that one. This one was okay with the whole what is it called? Nintendo.
Yeah,
Nintendo.
Nintendo. It's kind of funny, just kind of seeing the video game aspect of it to kind of like throw in there. I didn't have a problem with it. It kind of got me like veered away from it, and then I hit. No, I know I don't want to bring up episode 5, but when I saw episode 5, it like pulled me back in like even harder. But overall, happy with it up until
Andres. Go ahead, and I'll be right back. I'm going to grab my ashtray real quick. Go ahead, Andres.
Yeah, sure.
Just use one of those cans behind you.
I'm a professional, baby.
Grab that IQ behind you, man. What the heck?
Oh my god, that is so true. I forgot. Yeah, you can put your cigarettes in your cans if it's empty.
I know damn well those cans are empty over there. Oh, okay. No. I'm sorry. Use the water bottle. Okay.
Water bottle. Anyway, no, I agree, J-Rand. This series has been definitely for us, the generation that had grew up with the show. So it's been really wonderful. And yeah, I agree. I think episode 4, it's kind of the weakest, but it's not like a big deal. I mean, it's still a fun episode. Like, this is something you definitely expect from the Richard show to have. It's this like bizarre like filler episode that's gonna be so crazy, which is great. I mean, the one thing that this episode has where other shows don't is Mojo. Like, I love Mojo. He's such a funny super villain, just so ironic, and it's all about the showbiz and the cosmic universe, which is awesome. Love the concept. So I mean, it's a really fun episode, and I like I did binge watch the later season that the show came out, and I don't think hasn't been like a centric Jubilee episode. Like, she's always there with like a side like story, to move forward, like the Iceman episode and the Richard series. She was there helping Iceman to do find his love interest that like presumably was kidnapped by.
Well, I didn't watch it. I never watched. I don't remember watching as a kid watching this far to X-Men animated. We never got this far, Andres. But there's that part where when they go to when they fuck with Mojo in the earlier seasons, Jubilee has like a crush on on what's his name, Shatterstar or whatever.
Shatterstar. I think that's in season 4. I think I didn't got to that part yet. I need to definitely check that. Yeah, I remember. I
like Shatterstar.
Yeah, Shatterstar is good. He's a good character. I just remember the season 1 episode of the Mojo when he takes all the X-Men into the.
Have you ever seen the mock of him that they do on the Teen Titans Go show with that one character?
No, I did not.
They do it. They have a character that's based off of him. That's based off Mojo. It's really funny.
Yeah, I think I know who you're. Yeah, oh my god, Teen Titans go crazy. Anyway, I'm a huge Teen Titans fan. I think there's one character similar to Mojo. But anyway, yeah, so it's fine. And plus, I mean, the goodness about this episode 4, it did kind of pick up the Storm storyline, because we are going to get the standalone episode of her later in the next 2 episodes, I think. So that was good to like set that up. So
I don't think it'll be standalone. No, one thing they did do that they did do that you didn't mention is that they did something very different. For the first time ever in the history of the X-Men universe, and I only know this from research and watching videos of other YouTubers, they had a dual storyline in the TV in this episode. It was a straight dual storyline, Jubilee and Storm, right?
Yeah.
Normally they don't ever do that.
No, actually, the only time you see that, that's actually a good point you brought up. By the way, let me correct myself. Next episode 6 is Life Death Part 2. That's what I'm talking about. They're going to continue this as a standalone episode.
But it'll still be like it won't be standalone. It'll be halved. You know what I'm saying? And they'll have other stuff going on in the episode or whatever. Just like this.
Yeah. I mean, we have to pick up the aftermath of Genosha. So
let's not get too far ahead. Let's not get too far ahead. We're on episode 4.
Yeah, exactly. So I want to pick up the thing about the cartoon spin-off storylines of 2 characters, because that's something we never had in the superhero cartoons. That was always specifically cartoon shows. Like, you remember in Dexter's Laboratory, there was always like 2 segments of episodes of different like storylines that they did, and then there's like a random one. And this is the first time that like I saw the X-Men doing that. That's really cool, because I always liked the Cartoon Network shows when they had 2 like segments of different episodes together, and like
lots of those shows do that. I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, so it was kind of cool that they actually
they're both like 13 minutes long. They didn't do that. They had one full episode and they broke it in half, and they actually put a title up that said Life Death Part 1.
Yeah. Well, yeah.
They ended Jubilee's chapter. They went to Storm.
Yeah, exactly. And well, I mean, that's the same thing with the other cartoon shows. They always do that. They always ended.
No, they actually end the first segment or episode and they go to the next one.
Oh no, yes, you're correct. No, never mind. Because I'm trying to remember.
Some of them do.
Yeah, some of them do. I'm trying to figure out who did it, but it's always weird. Anyway, no, Jeff, you're right. Because some cartoons, it's after the second, topic that you see the end credits of the shows. No, because I remember in Dexter's Life.
Yeah, it doesn't work that way.
Yeah, it doesn't work that way because I rarely seen like those 2 like you have like
no, but that's something that Screen Crush pointed out that's the first time it's ever happened, and it's been a bit of history. So let's move on. Let's move into X-Men episode, into X-Men 97 episode 4, Nintendo Life Death Part 1. So basically, it starts off right at the bat with them around the table like having coffee, and right off the bat like Gambit trying to charm up to Rogue, and like Magneto like cock blocking him and like making Rogue's coffee for her and shit like that and whatnot, right? And it's Jubilee's birthday, right? And everything and all that, and all the different X-Men are opining on what they think should happen, and Magneto's like, oh, we need to spend the whole day in the danger room working out or whatever and whatnot, because we don't know what's going on with Mr. Sinister when he might pop up again. So she's hanging out with Roberto. She does a really good impersonation of Magneto. Sees the Nintendo, thinks it's a present that Rogue gave her, right? It comes to life and digitally, takes them into the dimension of Mojo World, right? Like, which is the alternate dimension, the same way that they've sucked the X-Men in the previous seasons through TV. This time they're using the game. So right at the bat, they get chased by a Sentinel. Jubilee actually does pretty well with it, with her powers, considering that they're really not, that impressive, at this point in her X-Men career. Then they show anti-mutant thugs chasing her and Roberto. Of course, Roberto's with her, right? They're both in the game, sucked in. They get like a Matrix phone call from like from an actual like telephone, and that saves them and sends them to like the to Genosha, but like peace Genosha, like slavery Genosha. So now they get attacked by like the Genosha, like anti-mutant soldiers or whatever, and this like chick with like armor shows up and whatnot and saves them, right? And Jubilee realizes we're in a video game, and that's when Mojo pops in. And Jubilee says, "Oh, you lost weight," and he lost weight because the ratings are down. He says in the third quarter or whatever, whatnot, right? And he said that he built this video game, developed it to where each level is based off her memories, and you do die in the game, like in real life. There's a lot of Matrix like shit in here.
Yeah.
like a lot of throwbacks to the Matrix. The phone call, like, you know, at the telephone is from the Matrix. You die in the game is from the Matrix, right? If you die in the game, you die in the real life. That's from the Matrix. So what do you think, Andres? I'll start with you first. Of the episode at that point when Mojo jumps in and tells her, yeah, you're in the game. I need you for ratings or whatever, whatnot.
Yeah. So I mean, first off, this show has done a really good job. I mean, so it's been a problem with live action movies or TV, how comic accurate the villains are, and this episode they nailed Mojo correctly in this time of superhero, saturation, and it's just great to see Mojo again. The animation on him is so fantastic, so just like blob and all that. It's just so.
Oh, it's way improved compared to the previous seasons.
Oh my god, yeah, definitely. If you've seen his appearance, it's always jaded. Sometimes it's not as good as it should be, but yeah, this is great. And then I know this. I think the dude's voice actor, he's like definitely sounds like the Mojo from that cartoon. And yeah, it makes a legit reason. I mean, we're like the fun part I always love about Mojo is that he's all about like viewerships and then TV. Like I always dug that. Satirizing the culture of television and in our homes, and they nail it here with the video games. And it's like, okay, I need to amp up my viewers by doing this video game thing because we're in a year of video game craze now. With The Last of Us being successful as a TV show, Super Mario Bros. Being the huge box of success, and then recently the Fallout. So it's kind of cool that we're doing video games here, and we'll get into it. It's so crazy, and they nailed the graphics of like a arcade kind of game. Because I don't know, you guys played the Xmen arcade that they were so awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is so great. What was it like last December? One of my friends took us in Morristown in arcade. And we played our last game we played together was the Xmen arcade. It was so funny. And so it was cool that they play along with that in this episode. And I agree with you, Jeff. I totally forgot about the Matrix. It's like, yeah, it did have some Matrix stuff in like the phone. You dying, yeah, kind of that. But yeah, it's pretty cool. So the beginning is really great. And plus Jubilee, the actress, the new voice actress that plays Jubilee is totally fantastic. She really nails that character so well. I mean, her impersonation of Magneto was so funny. I also like the Perry and Roberto is really great. He's another great iconic X-Men character that's been well developed here. We didn't mention, I think last week, he's in the credits, and he actually took Jubilee's.
He took Jubilee's spot in the credits.
Yeah, in that fence when she's trying to run away from the humans, like that was cool. So overall, I think the beginning is really fun. It's getting us into the craziness that is Jubilee, not liking the new role the Magneto has. I did laugh when Marv say that joke that some 17 board didn't get a president, and Magneto cuts it to the chase like my parents perished when I was a little boy, and like dead silence after that. You waddled their idiot muffin. It was so hilarious. So I enjoyed the beginning. It was so fun.
J-Rap.
Yes.
Your thoughts are on everything in the episode up until the point where you see Mojo come in and actually tell Jubilee, yes, you're in my game, like, with all the rating shit.
Well, one of the things that we brought up, or you guys brought up actually, is that Jubilee doesn't really have like her own episodes, and this was that, you know what I mean? So they gave initially this is her episode where they kind of focus on her and the young guy. What's his name again?
Roberto da Costa.
Roboido. Yeah, so they focuses on both of them, I guess because they're both like younger of the group, and so this is kind of a little bit veered off of it, but not too far. The episode, like in the very original X-Men, starts off with them finding Jubilee. If you remember that, the very first X-Men, like the episode 1, is like the story about fighting her. And then like the story one for this one was like them finding Roberto, almost like the same way, like, you know, in trouble, like the Sentinels coming after Jubilee, and then like then this one, the human supremacists going after Roberto. They kind of have something in common, kind of like how they were both kind of fished out to join the X-Men in a way, in that weird. Anyway, I just thought about that while we were talking about the episodes, because that's initially like the beginning of the X-Men is like kind of her episodes, the very first ones. Then the Moon-Tendo, what did it look like? It looked like a PlayStation, right?
It looked like one of the old school Sega Genesises.
Oh, that's what it was. Yeah, it looked like an old school Sega Genesis. Yeah, I kind of laughed at that. Just kind of the what they like Nintendo, but then it kind of looked like a Sega.
It looked
Genesis.
pretty good for an animated like console, whatever, whatnot, and everything. It looked pretty solid.
I mean, I think that's just deliberate, you know, just to focus on it so you can see it, that it doesn't look like a Nintendo. So you call it Moon-Tendo, but and then if they make it look like a Nintendo,
it's supposed to be Nintendo, yes, obviously.
Yeah, you know what I mean. They're gonna be like, well,
they're playing off of '90s shit. That's what they like to do, is like play off of stuff that's from the '90s. You know what I mean?
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
A lot of things that I've come across on this whole start, you know, of that episode 1 up until now is and you guys kind of touched on it already. Andres, you know, talks about how he likes some of the things they say, they're pretty funny. Well, a lot of the writing is really good.
Oh yeah, that Bo, what's his name? He did a really good job. The writing has been stellar. The writing in episode 2 was like some of the best MCU writing I've seen in years.
Yeah, you know, a lot of the funny stuff with Mojo, I mean, that's just good writing. It's humorous, you know what I mean? Somebody's coming up with this, and the not even if it's just for the funny stuff, but like the seriousness of it too, like the things that Scott Summers says, the things that Magneto says, like in episode, like, you know,
I've gotten teary-eyed twice during watching the episodes. I have, J-Rat.
Well, you know, that's okay. You know, I think their goal is to make you feel something, you know. They definitely threw us for a curveball, which is what Marvel needed in episode 5. I've heard crazy things saying that episode 5 is like the best thing since, you know.
Don't go too far ahead, my friend.
Yeah, I'm not. But
we're covering episode 5 next week. That's what we're talking about.
And I'll be there for that one too if y'all want me on, because I
you can have on
things.
You'll be on.
You know, just kind of what I meant to say was like just a lot of the writing, even on this episode that, and I'm going to use Andres' exact words because he said it perfectly. He said this was their weakest episode, but it was not a bad episode. And I think he said it perfectly again. So up until that point when they get there and before they get in the game, is that what you said, right? What I think about it, I think it was good. It started off fine.
Well, what does it say to you that in the first 2 episodes it's Bo DeMaio writing solo, right? In episodes 3 and 4, it's Bo DeMaio and Charlie Feldman doing the writing. Then it's episode 5, it's back to Bo DeMaio. That makes a lot of sense, doesn't it?
It does, actually, yeah, because episode 3 and episode 4
are the more fillerish episodes out of like the 5.
They're like, yes, I didn't want to use the word filler, but they kind of are.
Fillerish.
They got the filler episode feeling. 1 and 2 are like a continuation of each other, right? Like you watch episode 1 and you watch episode 2, and it's like that leaves off. It continues off of that. Episode 3 kind of takes a weird turn with Mr. Sinister and Jean Grey. Like, whoa, where did this come out of? You know, it was episode 2 where Jean comes through the door, right?
Yeah.
And they're like, what the heck? You know, and then that episode 3 is just like a turn from that. And then episode 4 is a turn from that, which is okay. Cause I think the other X-Men, the old X-Men did that anyway too. That was not something uncommon, that every episode was different with the X-Men.
Get back onto the first part of the episode. What are your thoughts on how they set this up with Mojo and whatnot and everything, and focus on that initial opening sequence and whatnot where Robert and Jubilee get sucked into the game.
Focusing. Okay. I liked it. It was fine with me. I didn't think anything abnormal. I like that they took a video game approach, like you said, 90s arcade type video game. Some of it was a lot of up to date with references from things from since then up until now. Overall, good. I mean, I don't have anything else to say more other until we go further.
Okay. I've got some X-Men 97 episode 4 scenes.
Take some cream with it.
Aw, thanks, Remy. But our new boss beat you to the pot.
I'll take a cappuccino if you just taking orders.
No. Luckily, I am giving them. After breakfast, the X-Men will report to the danger room for drills. We must be ready should Mr. Sinister resurface. Jubilee will see far more birthdays should she learn to master her powers to face a world that despises her.
Someone's daddy didn't get him a pony for his sweet 16th.
How do you want to celebrate the big 18th, huh?
Let's go to the arcade. It'll be just like old times. What do we think? What's wrong with just one day where I don't have to freak out about the professor, or Jean and her clone, or Cyclops and his latest control issue? They aren't even here because they just had to go play mutant politics at the United Nations.
The only people who hate video games are bad at video games. Never even heard of a Motendo.
How long were we playing? I assume I won.
Hey! Let's go!
How did we get downtown so fast? What if there's cameras around? My parents could see me on TV.
Do you really think everyone is focused on you?
Yes!
I was trapped here with Storm. Gambit, too. And a bunch of other mutants, all enslaved to Build by Bolivar Trask.
System error. We're totally in a video game.
Mojo here, your primetime psycho interdimensional alien TV producer who feeds off ratings, putting the X-Men through overly complicated death traps to entertain my slaves.
Looks like you've been dieting?
You noticed? Got some nip, some tuck. You're the star! Player every level is based off your own memories. So you're my gamer girl in a gamer world. I'll dominate the galaxies and the 18 to 45 age demographic. If you die in the game, you die in real life, but stakes.
This is what you get when you kill tech support.
I remember seeing this place on the news with me and Mike.
Okay, that's perfect. That was a perfect montage because that takes us into the episode, part of the episode where she actually enters the game, right? The first level is the Sentinels, of course. She kicks their ass, right? The second level, Roberto's kind of helping out too a little bit. The second level is the Savage Land, and that's Saran, you know, that they're fighting over there. Then you see Spiral with all the arms and whatnot working for Mojo, right? I like Spiral. So the final stage is Magneto, and Roberto's health gets low, right? And Jubilee uses like video game strategy to take on Magneto, and as her life pops up, right, which of course comes from the mysterious benefactor, and she gives it to Roberto. That brings Roberto's health back. Turns out Magneto's still alive. But it's alternate version of Jubilee that pops up to save the day. She was a beta tester. That's a digital copy of Jubilee that Mojo used for the game. She hacked her way out of the game before they could delete her. They talk, right, and everything and whatnot, and have this profound discussion before Mojo comes out in like quasi-digital form to like be the final boss basically and fight them after like Jubilee and the other chick, other Jubilee, like basically take out Magneto, or the other chick does. So what do you think, J-Rat? What are your thoughts on that section of the episode where she actually goes in the game with Roberto and her rapport with Roberto? And then what do you think of this mysterious Jubilee digital copy of Jubilee character?
Yeah, at first when that character had came out, and then you don't know who it is, and then she took off her helmet, and I was like, that's Jubilee, but like older. It's an old Jubilee. I didn't understand that it was the game version of it up until I guess they explained it. Later on, I thought that was kind of interesting. That was pretty cool. It again, the episode is like a kind of get to know Jubilee, a whole type of thing from beginning to the mid game. You kind of see her abilities. She gets to know Roberto. They have some type of like bond from the very first episode up until this one, and they just how do you say? They're having a bond, and I don't know if it's just because they're both like young X-Men. I don't know if she's older than him or he's older or younger than her. What the case is, the same age.
Older, I think.
But it's a
She's
focus
older.
on both of them, huh? Is he
I
older?
think she's older, I think.
It doesn't matter, baby. She's 18 now. She's on the market.
Oh yeah, you know what?
Yeah.
See, she's 18, right? Okay, so
Yeah.
and this is a continuation, right? I'm thinking in my head, old X-Men. It's been a bunch of years now, and I'm thinking she's in her 40s now. But that's not the case because continuation off of it. So, I don't know exactly what they're doing with them, but they are developing some type of bond because since they're younger, they're hanging out with each other. He's probably the same age or older. Now that I think about it, I don't know. But the episode where they're going through the levels, and then the way they make it look kind of like the old video games where they're fighting and they're walking through it. I thought that was cool. That was funny. It was just done right. It was done well, and I couldn't say enough about it. It's just a filler episode, but done right.
All the music had like video game sounds added to it. If you noticed or whatnot,
Yeah.
like they added like video game digital effects to like music and stuff like that and whatnot. What'd you think, Andres? What'd you think of that part of the episode?
Yeah, well, I mean, this is the part that was the most exciting, was the video game aspects. It was great to see like the recaps of Jubilee and her adventures in the early days of the X-Men. As because Jamin does bring a very good point that it's funny that Roberto is sort of the Jubilee for this show, the point of view for the X-Men, where Jubilee was that for the the Avengers show. And it's really cool to see that here, seeing the Sentinels, the first episode for season 1, the Night of the Sentinels. So that was kind of cool, seeing the humanity of Friends, the human terrorist group. And then after that we see the Genosha, when it was taken over from Bovio Tracks to build more Sentinels during season 1, if you remember that, which is a great episode as Jubilee. Tony Roberto that. This is the part because last week, Jeff, you brought up, how annoying Roberta is not using his powers here, and I like that clip when he's like he's such a narcissist kind of person, like the fact he thinks the world is around him.
He finally used his powers in this episode.
Yeah, but that was like towards the end of it, so it's like, come on, like this kid is in danger. Like Jubilee's not gonna help you.
He's really powerful too. That's the thing.
Well, also Jubilee is powerful too. I mean, look at what she did to that.
No, she's not as powerful as Sunspot.
Yeah, well, no, not like in a mega level, right? Like I think
Sunspot's very powerful.
Yeah, but at least
he can absorb solar energy and then project it.
Yeah, but that's true. But but we don't see that enough in the live action stuff because of technical difficulties.
Eventually, they're going to show though. No, I know, but in the anime,
I don't think he's Omega level though.
He's not Omega level, but he's a powerful mutant. He's like compared to Jubilee, he can do more damage with his blasts, right, than Jubilee can with her pyrotechnic stuff.
No, but she can. Actually, to be fair, though.
Oh, Jubilee, no. Well, in the comics, she's evolved as a character. She's done a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
For a while there, she was with the New Warriors and whatnot, wearing a suit, like using weapons and shit like that and whatnot, and having super strength and shit like that.
Yeah, and to be fair though, we're in like a video game simulation, but like if we had a chance to like show like Jubilee this powerful, like what we saw towards the end, like it really shows how Jubilee can be powerful. If
She can be powerful, yes. She just needs to learn how to use her powers like a lot of other X-Men. And she's also a like Olympic level gymnast too.
Oh yeah, that's true. I do remember that. But yeah, so seeing more of like Jubilee, getting from far what we saw in the Retro City with her powers is very impressive. I mean, by the way, her powers display here with the animation, it's like way improvement from the original show, and I just always it's just incredible. It's like, I mean, from episode 1 with her dancing and throwing her like powers up, dancing, wow, that was very impressive. But here, seeing her doing all the action with her powers is incredible. But also, I was very impressed about the animation, how they replicate the arcade kind of like movements when we see the Savage Land briefly, when they were doing that segment. That was so awesome.
Yeah, it's like Street Fighter, where like your characters just walk right across the screen. You know what I mean? Like in a straight direction.
Yes, it was so cool. Like that's how much I love about this show. It's like they're really nailing the 90s stuff, but also the comedy with Mojo and Spiral was also funny. It's like, Spiral, get rid of this this bug. It's like, this is what you do when you kill the tech support, which that killed me. I was like, that was so perfect. It's like you kill all his tech support team because they couldn't get rid of this bug that's been running out. Yeah. So, what was the endpoint, Jeff? Is it the reveal of
when Mojo comes out to to basically become the final boss fight?
Yeah, because I want to bring this up. I knew this was gonna happen. The actress that did voice Jubilee from the 90s cartoon, she actually voiced that older version. That was the part I actually liked.
Yeah, because we have a new Jubilee voice actress now too. No.
Yeah, and as I brought up in this episode, the new actress has done a really great job with this Jubilee. But it was really sweet and great to hear the OG Jubilee actress.
She has a name. The OG Jubilee is called. Good luck pronouncing this shit. Her name is it starts with an A. It's Abscissa.
It's Abscissa Court. That's her name. Yeah. Yeah, I think she at first you didn't know that was the OG because those two sound so alike, and that's so impressive. I don't know if you guys had that
yeah, it was obvious that was Jubilee from Jump. She had Jubilee earrings on.
Yeah. I meant the voice, not the looks, sir. But yes, that's true. Yes, the earrings. It's like, oh yeah, that's Jubilee. But it was funny. It was funny when they say the same time the what they were saying at the same time. That killed me. It was like, oh, that's Jubilee. That was funny. Yeah. So and then getting to Mojo being the final boss fight was really great because he got fat again, which was great. It was kind of weird to see Mojo skinny, which was just so bizarre. I was like, oh my god, that's horrifying. Like, please get him back to his chubby self in the comic books. So yeah, I'm very excited to talk about the final fight because that final fight was so anime level of kaiju fight, which was awesome.
Well, they all participate in the final battle. It's mostly the digital Jubilee copy that does most of the damage against Mojo in the fighting. But she's got hella skills with her powers. But Sunspot gets in there and gets a good shot in there against Mojo too. And then it is Jubilee and her copy that team up, right? And mold their powers together and blast Mojo unconscious or whatnot. And then Spiral sends them back to Earth. And then they have their big kiss and everything and whatnot, which was really cute. And then that's the end of that segment before we go into the storm part of the episode. So what do you think, Andres? What are your thoughts on the final battle with Mojo?
Well, I mean, first up, I was so happy that we made Metro as the final boss because that was cool. And seeing him this big, huge thing. Because, I mean, Mojo is powerful. I mean, he is a cosmic, alien villain. So it was really cool that he was the final boss. I dug how, we're about to lose his powers finally, which was great. I actually like how cool they animate his powers, just like the comic books, how he's covered in black and and you see some of his like fiery, like in bubbles.
He can only fly if he actually like flames on completely. Like he can only fly when he actually like goes into like complete sunspot mode.
Yeah, I think this show is kind of slowly, gradually Roberto to learn his powers. Like he's not yet that point of flying and all that. I just don't think he's there yet until we get to the end of the series.
Kind of like Monica Rambeau in the Marvels.
Yeah, exactly.
Which made no sense at all.
Yeah, that's true. And then like how she handled her powers too. It's like
whatever. Anyway.
Yeah, whatever. Yeah, the Marvels is something else. Anyway, yeah. So it was great, and then it was great to see the two Jubilees join together and form this huge like cycle like firework. The hit mojo was really great. That was a cool like M boss like power. Like that was really video game. Like that's something I could totally see in like an arcade game that we play. So that was cool. I said in the private chat of like the 90s Nintendo console, and the one we sold for the Nintendo kind of looks a little bit of it. It's almost like a combination of because the joysticks, it's a combination of the different 90s consoles of Nintendo's like stick we usually use. But yeah, so overall, I really dug the final buzz. It was great, and it was great to see Spiral, sending back. It was funny when they kissed. It was really great. I think they're doing something with those two characters because they are the younger X-Men. I can definitely see Jubilee be in the New Mutants for this continuity. You think about it, because she is a young mutant, and I can see her like built like a version of a New Mutants in this universe. That makes a lot of sense. Just saying. So I think that makes sense, and her being in the relationship with Sunspot makes a lot of sense. So I think there's potential what they're doing here, and I really like it. I do like their pairing because she's the only young X-Men in the older X-Men members we have in the show. So and this final dance when they were kissing, it was kind of cool. While she was kissing, you see her powers like activate, like her like fireworks. It was like that was cool. That was very fun. So overall, I dug this segment of Jubilee. It was great to finally get a centric Jubilee episode in the perfect way, just arcade, which that was, oh my god, that was such a genius way. It's like, what we should do for a Jubilee secret? She likes arcade, she likes blowing things up, she doesn't like authority, all that mixed together in this episode, and that's what you get. And they nailed it. So
well, Jubilee, basically, just to give real quick, Jubilee's mutant powers allow her to generate and control articulate, quasi-animate, transitory plasmoids, which take the form of multicolored globules, streamers, and sparkles, and explode at her mental command. She can vary their power and intensity from a multitude of fireworks capable of temporarily blinding others to a powerful detonation capable of much destruction. Although Jubilee can absorb this energy back into her body without harm, her eyes are not immune to her own light bursts. She typically wears large sunglasses to protect her vision. Jubilee has the potential to detonate matter on the molecular level, although she fears this upper limit of her powers and does not explore it. Jubilee also possesses natural fizzy shields, which makes her thoughts slippery and render her almost invisible to telepaths who don't know precisely what to look for. So she actually has an immunization to like Jean Grey's and Professor Xavier's and whatnot. When they try to look for her, she's hard to find and target and whatnot. But that's what her actual powers are. What do you think, JR? What are your thoughts on the final battle with Mojo and then the kiss and everything and all that?
It was fun. It's all around just a fun episode. It's different from the rest. I can't stress about the like what they're doing with them. The kiss scene. To go and talk about the X-Men, if you watch the older X-Men has always been like a drama, like a soap opera,
like adult too, like an adult kind of orientated.
Yeah, like I mean, watching it as a kid, they always had talked about love interests, Jean Grey, Scott Summers, the love triangle, between Wolverine and Jean Grey, in the older episodes. So there was always like that love aspect, and they kind of just are continuing it here. They're just bringing in another love interest into it somehow. I'm not surprised You know, that's just how the X-Men are. They explore those areas because this is it's a soap opera. The X-Men is a soap opera. They have their battles, but there's a lot of what's that word I'm looking for? Dialogue. This is a cartoon with a lot of dialogue, you know, conversation of it. It's not all just
well, they all have real lives, you know, they're all real people, you know.
Exactly. You know, and this episode is a little different from that. That's what makes this episode different from like, oh, hey, let's go into the video game and you jump into it. You get to know the character. You see some bonding with them, but it's more of a fun episode, and it's like the video game stages, right? You're just going through the stages, you get into levels, and then the final boss. It just made it a fun episode, but it's a little different from how the other episodes are, because if you look back on the first three, it's you know, a lot of dialogue. There's some action in there because it's X-Men. You got to have some action in there somehow, or some type of suspense, you know. And then, I mean, after episode 4, it carries on, you know, to back to the dialogue and stuff like that. So this one differs because of it just being more fun. What's up? Whoever said my name on there with a bunch of exclamation marks. What's going on? It says Facebook user.
It's Cyber.
Cyber? Why does it always do that when it says
I don't
who
know.
knows?
It does that for some reason. Well, it should have.
What's going on, Cyber?
Actually, if he like, actually, Saber should do it on the YouTube. If he does it on YouTube, you know, comment on YouTube, we can see his name. But for some reason, when he does it on Facebook,
it does the same thing for me too. Whenever I see y'all live on Facebook, and I you know, I try to like jump in a little bit, it keeps saying Facebook user, and I'm like, oh, like I want them to know it's me, you know, and I gotta drop those little hints.
Well, you know, it's definitely a fun part of the episode is the Jubilee part, but it's a good contrast to the Storm part that's a lot more sullen.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. I don't know that this episode or this episode will translate into anything else down the line with Mojo.
Oh
no, I don't think so.
No.
Not
You know what I mean?
Not this season. No.
It's not going to veer.
I mean, Mojo is always the fun filler episodes that they always want to do. So whenever we have another filler episode, I can see Mojo coming back either or not. It really depends.
Yeah, we're gonna see Apocalypse and Mr. Sinister come like in the next couple episodes. I have a feeling. But let's move into the next part of the episode, and that is, of course, Life Death Part 1. We see Forge serving serving dinner to Storm Ororo, right? Who's still powerless. Forge, of course, is helping her. Storm and Forge talk, and he explains his mutant abilities and some of his background to her and whatnot. They go out and ride horses together and shit and everything and whatnot. She sees an owl. They talk about the owl and everything and whatnot. And he tries to use a machine to reverse her powers back on, but it doesn't work. You know, she breaks down. She's all upset. Storm asks Forge, why are you trying so hard to like fix me, to help me? And he admits that he used his mutant abilities to create technology that was then used to make anti-mutant technology, right? Like, you know, and Storm gets pissed off. Forge says, I love you and everything and whatnot, right? Storm slaps him and, you know, says some typical Storm poetic shit. And she takes off and she books off on a horse, and I'll stop there. Go to you, J-Rack. What are your thoughts on that big chunk of episode I just gave you with Storm? And her new relationship with Forge.
Yeah, I remember Forge. I just don't remember his relation to Storm in the X-Men, because it's been so long.
They had a relationship.
Is that what it was? Like
they had a love. They had a love relationship. Yeah, another one.
Again.
Yeah.
You know, it just has to. Was he He wasn't a time traveler, was he?
Yeah, he's a time traveler because
he is, right?
In his other appearances in the show, it's in the future when he knows like Cable and Bishop and shit like that and whatnot.
That's right.
Well,
Ian,
we see two versions of him in different timelines. One in the future in Days of Future Past, and then we see him in the present time when he's with the X Factor, another mutant team that the government has. That's usually we see Forge.
So
I know I'm not even wearing any of my X-Men shit. Cyber, I'm an idiot.
Yeah, and you're usually pretty good of like putting something.
I know. I can't believe I have all this X-Men gear and I'm not even wearing any of it.
Yeah, I'm the only one.
Oh, that's it. I'm changing it up now.
I got this guy right here.
Finish your thoughts. Finish your thoughts, J-Rat.
I'm kind of finished. You know, honestly, this episode was kind of just a run through for me. It almost, I hate to say this as an X-Men fan, you know, but I almost like was lost interest after watching it. I didn't hate it. I just was just like, okay, you know. But I just, you know, and then like again, I continued to watch the X-Men. I watched the other episode, you know, following up to it, you know, because I'm still gonna watch it. But it wasn't as good as the other one, so I was just like, what are we doing? Okay, this is kind of cool. I don't mind it, but it wasn't like anything that like grabbed me and pulled me. You know what I mean? And you said you watched episode 5, right?
Yes, I did. And
okay.
And then I understand where you're coming from there. Like,
yeah, absolutely.
I mean, when you compared that to episode 5, it's like apple to oranges, really. Like, and
yeah, clearly, for sure.
Like, first off, I appreciate they did 2 like storylines to see. Like, I always feel like there's more to tell, but I feel like they should have saved this part as just a full-on episode. I didn't know why they had to make a 2-parter, like, because episode 6 is the part 2 of this, and I was like wondering why you did that. You know, like you couldn't like wait for the next 2 episodes to get to that. You know, because for me, like I was opposite of you. I was kind of engaged. If you weren't feeling it for the Jubilee episode, which I get it. You know, she's the young kid, and Mojo is not kind of one of those weird villains, right? This is your cup of tea, the more serious, you know, melodrama X-Men. Right?
I guess I've always been a fan of just like the drama part of it. You know, like the first 2 episodes for me were like they did it. You know what I mean? They did what they were supposed to do, and I felt it. It felt real X-Men-ish. You know?
Yeah. And here, you know, it's just setting up the you know, I guess they're setting up maybe Storm will get her powers soon. I don't know how, but you know, with the villain that we sort of got, I was hoping to see Shadow King. Like, Shadow King is a great.
I didn't go that far, motherfucker. I'm not that far yet.
Shut up. Let me talk, sir. God, don't let me drop my one F-bomb, just like the X-Men movies before Logan and Deadpool. Anyway, no. Let me. I'm saying, like, if I kind of wish they maybe had a villain here to start with, that like Shadow King maybe heard the Storm lose his powers, you know, because that's the thing. It's like this is very like kind of like, you know, typical setup of like their relationship, you know, Forge and Storm, which is kind of interesting. I mean, it's from the comic books, you know, I get that, but I just feel like it's not as engaging as the Roberto and Jubilee relationship, where that's more fun and like, because I don't think that's totally new.
Well,
like,
they're trying. This part of the episode is supposed to be like a powerful, like sullen, you know, like Storm is broken, you know, part of thing. But, while they're also like falling in love.
Yeah, but I think that's my issue, is that they don't spend enough time of that. That's the problem. I feel like that's maybe the reason that it's kind of so uninteresting, is because we don't spend enough time, like, you know, Storm feeling that like loss of her powers.
Oh yeah, I wouldn't have anything if I was like I have nothing to say about that section. There's nothing really to say about it. What is there to say? You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, and then like, you know, I mean, and then basically she rides on her horse. All of a sudden she's riding her horse, and then she ends up going down into this like under the ground in this like, you know, demon hell or whatever, whatnot. Now she's back at the house with Forge, and some demon comes around in the corner and shit and whatnot, bites Forge up and shit and whatnot and everything, and grabs Storm up and shit and says, "I'm the adversary." And that's the end of the episode. So what do you think about that, Joey? It was a little confusing. I don't know anything about the adversary.
I don't remember enough of it either, to be honest with you, or know enough to give a comment on it. All I know is it's a side story. We have a side story.
I guess it was a part of this like whole like run of the comics or whatever, whatnot, with Forge and Storm, with her getting her powers back or whatever, whatnot. The whole life death thing or whatever, whatnot. This demon is somebody that like fucks with Forge specifically. Like it's known to be like fuck with Forge.
Okay,
It may come out in episode 6 that he even knows this demon.
Yeah,
quite possibly.
Yeah, I was looking at the notes I have. Yeah, it's connected to Forge. I kind of wish we knew. Like, I kind of wish they maybe foreshadowed it during the episode, like it was following Forge, to like hint a little bit that it's connected to Forge, you know. But they didn't do that. Like, that's the first thing.
No. J-Rap, what do you think? Do you have any final thoughts on that part of the episode before we wrap up and do our ratings?
Final thoughts on the episode. It's really, I don't know really what to say about it. You know, it doesn't do it for me for like the rest of the episodes from 1 to 3. And then after seeing 5, like I just can't put it on a scale. It's okay. It's okay. It's okay.
It was better it was a better episode until you see episode 5.
I mean, it wasn't even without seeing, especially seeing episode 5, but before seeing episode 5, seeing that one, it wasn't great. Now it was okay. It just wasn't the best one for me. I love X-Men, so I'll watch anything X-Men on it, and I won't how do you say it, tell people to not watch it. But I can tell when something is true to like how the other stories are. This one just felt a little bit off, and it's okay. It's fine. It's different.
Let's hope when they do the live action X-Men the X-Men in the MCU, they do the Jubilee character justice finally in live action.
Yeah, that'd be interesting.
Yeah.
You know, what do you think? You want to give us a rating, J-Rat, on the episode?
6.5, which I think is modest. I think it's above good, but not like great.
Andres, your final thoughts and your rating, sir?
Sure. I mean, yeah. This episode was definitely the most self-appropriate of the X-Men episode. Like, first up, we didn't mention how like Forge mentioned that he built those like mutant weapons.
Yeah, I mentioned it.
Oh, okay, you did.
Oh, yes, you did. He did. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, because it was funny because when Storm hears about it, she does the very typical soap opera thing of like the woman slaps the person and is like, oh.
She slaps him when Forge says that he loves her.
You love her. That moment I was so happy to see that. That was so appropriate. That was something I definitely see the X-Men 90 show would do. It's so dramatic. I was just laughing so hard about that. That was so funny. And the adversary seems like a legit extreme villain. Like, it reminded me of the Shadow King. If everyone knows who the Shadow King is. This very demonic kind of villain. Of course, Shadow King is a mutant. Where this one, it seems like a more demonic supernatural creature, so that's interesting to see. Yeah, I appreciate the change of pace of having 2 storylines, like from other cartoon shows that I brought up, as all of us has seen in the 90s from Cartoon Network or Nickelodeon and whatnot. But I feel like that disrupt the pace and disrupt your like already like familiar of the episodes we've been watching, where it's been all singular focus of the storyline we'll be doing for the X-Men 97 show. So for this, I'm gonna give it like 8 out of 10. It wasn't that bad. I think for it, it's mostly because Jubilee. I like, at least Jubilee got her shine.
I like Jubilee too.
Yeah, so I'm gonna give it an 8 out of 10. And the second part is not that bad, but I mean, is it setting up for the next chapter, which, to be honest, should be just the full episode, which I don't understand why they split it up, but whatever. But I give it because of that slap, because that was funny as hell, and that's something you definitely see in soap opera show.
I'll give it a 6.25. The storage forum section of the episode does nothing for me.
Look, what Cyber, he said he still got to Cyber. If you haven't finished the original, it's I just watch it during the day and grab a Red Bull, because it might it's not the same as watching it as a kid as watching it older. You might fall asleep if you don't if you start paying attention too much.
Oh, sorry.
No.
Quickly. Oh, no, go ahead. No, go ahead. I'm sorry. Okay. Well, no, Cyber. If you're gonna, bench watch it, just watch the important episodes that are the multi arc episodes.
He's watching it all the way through. Watch episode to episode. He's watching the whole thing.
He doesn't have to see the filler episodes. Like he doesn't have to see the bunch of ones.
He's watching it with the wife.
Oh, that's true. If you're watching the wife, then I understand, Cyber. Jeff, shush. Anyway,
what did I do?
No, nothing. It's just the comedic effect. I'm like, okay, sir, I understand, Jeff. Cyber. Oh my God, I'm mixing your name.
Whatever.
Jeff, Cyber.
All right, let's get J Rat out of here. So he's got. I'm sure he's probably got to work in the morning. J Rat.
I do.
Let me pull up your plugs, brother. I've got.
Wait. Hold on. Time out. I can do the review for you. Are you gonna play the trailer for this? The Joker?
We're gonna play Joker 2 trailer, react to it. We're gonna do the Romulus, Alien Romulus trailer, react to it, and then we're out of here.
So are you gonna do the Joker trailer and then talk about that, and then you're gonna do the other one, or are you gonna do both at the same time? Because you do both at the same time, probably.
No, I'm gonna do individually, one at a time. Joker 2, and then I'm gonna do Alien Romulus.
I'll do the Joker 2 reaction with you.
Okay, you stick around for Joker 2 then. All right,
I'm doing it.
All right, I'm playing it right now. All right, I never saw the first Joker film, so I'm gonna put that out right now. I don't know what to make of that trailer. What do you think, J-Rat?
You said you've never seen the first
I never saw the first Joker film, no.
You haven't seen, are you kidding me?
No, I never saw it.
We haven't seen that or Logan. That's the crazy thing.
I didn't see Logan either, no.
Okay, Logan, maybe I can't even understand that. Maybe, no, I definitely can't understand Logan since you're a Marvel guy, for sure. But Joker,
I know, I've got to see the movies. I know. What do you think of the trailer?
I'm okay with it. I like it. I like the song. What the version of that?
Yeah, what the world needs now. Yeah.
Yeah. So it's just it's an interesting song to choose, because they're typically the Joker is they're murderous couple, and to speak of like what the world needs love, and they don't bring love, but just everything in there, I'm okay with it being some type of musical. I want to see how that works.
I mean, we got Lady Gaga. Come on, she's a singer.
Yeah, she's an awesome singer. I love Lady Gaga.
Me too. I love
Lady Gaga. Oh, we know you do, Andres.
Oh, I love her.
I love her as an actress. I love her as a singer. So I'm okay with.
I didn't see that. I didn't see that other movie she did either, where she played the country singer or whatever, or whatnot. Like I didn't see that, or the rock singer.
Yeah, no, she did a great job in that movie too.
I saw some of the music from some of the songs that she did with what's his name, Bradley Cooper. They were really good. They sounded good.
Yeah.
Yep, they sure did.
What do you think, Andres? What do you think of the Joker 2 trailer?
Well, I love the trailer. Well, so I guess I'm the one. I actually seen the first Joker movie. I actually really liked the Joker movie. It was really great. It's a very good psychological, character-driven supervillain movie that I kind of wish the Sony films should be, and I think the Joker is that good example of that you can make a Superman villain be good by doing this much more deeper, in depth compared to other superhero films, and similar to Logan or Loki, the TV show. Like I think Loki and Joker, it's like those combination. Oh my God, Cyber, don't be Jeff right now.
That's a plus for sure.
Yeah, that would be a plus for sure. But anyway, I was shocked the Joker got so many Oscar nominations. I mean, it went for $1 billion, the first rated R film to do that, which was crazy. So for this trailer, I was so hooked. It just felt like the first film. I mean, the cinematography for those shots are fantastic. It's just the level like the Batman from 2022 with Robert Pattinson. And yeah, I love Joaquin Phoenix. I don't know what you guys think about him as an actor. He's really great. I was so happy.
Very talented.
Tier 1 actor.
Yeah, amazing actor. I was so happy he won his Oscar for the Joker. And so I was just happy to see that. And I'm very curious about Lady Gaga as Harley Quinn. That's the one thing I'm very excited for. I love Lady Gaga. She has become a great actress, and I love her music. So she's a great singer. Very curious how they're gonna do this new version of Harley Quinn in this, Joker universe, basically. Because I do like Margot Robbie's version of Harley Quinn. She's great.
Yeah, she is great.
Yeah, so I'm very curious what they're gonna do with her. And one thing I appreciate about these movies, the Jokers, is the very unreliable focus of the Joker. Like they nailed that perfectly, like from Batman the Killer Joke. So I think the trailer was great. Like it's well edited. The music from The World Needs Now, that's from Bart Raxaberry. It's sung by Tom Jones. If anyone knows who's seen that version, is from Tom Jones. Like they nailed the rhythm. So so I'm very excited for this movie now. I'm excited for Deadpool Wolverine, but this now it's like my second anticipation comic movie for this year.
Well, it was definitely an interesting looking trailer. I'll give the trailer credit for that. It does look interesting. It looks worth watching. J-Rat, you have any final thoughts on the trailer before we cut you out of here, sir?
Final thoughts on the trailer. It looks good. I need to see another trailer because if I try to
you need to see it again.
Well, not this trailer. No, not this trailer.
You gotta see it. You gotta see another trailer.
I need to see some more films or more shots of different of it. So the very first time I saw the very first trailer for the Joker, I was like, wow, this looks amazing. And I knew, and I told everybody day one when that trailer came out, I said, this movie right here, this is going to be the movie. This is going to be a really good movie. And everyone was like, nah, it's not going to be a good movie. And then it came out. I saw it. It was amazing. It was beautiful. I told everybody this is my favorite movie of all time. I said Joaquin Phoenix is the best Joker. And they won so many Oscars and nomination, whatever it was that they won. Best actor, I don't remember. And it was spot on. And I was very excited to see this trailer. I like it. And I wasn't upset when they said, oh, it's going to be a musical, because I saw that turned a lot of people off in like comments and reviews that you see online. Like, it's going to be a musical. I don't know how that's going to be. I think it's going to be okay. I think I think as long as it doesn't stay the same as the first one and it's different, I think that's what's going to make it better. Because it's not going to just, it's not going to be the same. You're not going to get the same thing. It's going to throw you for a twist. And I think that's what's going to make it good.
Yeah, no, I agree with you, Trevor. That's my whole thing that I got from this. This is a completely different movie from the first one.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Okay.
I'm interested.
Well, J-Rat, here, I'm going to pull you up your plug, sir, so we can get you out of here, brother, before we play Alien Romulus.
You pulling up my OnlyFans?
Yeah, your OnlyFans, sir. I promise. There you go, sir. There is your J-Reds 2000 Podcast Odyssey page. Go at it, sir. What do you have to say about the Podcast Odyssey these days?
It's there. Look, see, I posted a couple of things from episode 5. Spoilers.
Yeah.
Yes. So if you're into podcasts, you like hearing a couple of funny people talk, you like talking about science, hearing things, theories, shows, just give me a like. I'm into the the current things that are going on. Stop by, say hello.
There you go. All right, J-Rat. We'll see you later, brother. It was good to see you,
Cool.
man.
Thanks, Jeff, aka TrueKnowledge, Andres, the pop culture guy. And why did I call you Time Cop again?
Oh, it's just a running gag they gave us.
He's a time traveler, sir.
Yeah, that's why they call me Time Cop. I got different titles: Time Cop, Time Lord, Bat Lord from Raymond from Blues and Chill. So other titles.
All right, J-Rat.
Man of different names.
Good to see you smiling, brother.
Thank you for having me on, guys.
We'll see you. We'll see you next Monday for episode 5.
I'll be there, and I got a lot
look
more
what
to
it
say.
is. Hey, Liz. Oh, Joey's OnlyFans ain't killing it, huh?
She's my only subscriber.
Oh man,
so it's not 0.
What a shock. That's good. Good to see you, Liz. All right, J-Rat. We'll see you later, brother.
All right, take it easy, guys.
Peace out, brother.
Bye, J-Rat.
Take it easy.
That
All
was
right.
cool.
And then we were 2. All right.
Yeah.
Good to see you, Liz. All right. Alien Romulus. Let's do this shit.
Yeah, let's do this.
Run.
I'm going to play that one more time. That was too quick.
I mean, it's.
Run.
Dude, that was pretty hardcore, man.
Yeah, it's crazy. So I guess the big question: are you a big fan of the Alien series?
I like the Alien movies, yes. So I was more interested in this trailer than I was Joker 2. That looks pretty good. I don't really know what's going on with this movie. I paid attention a little bit to some YouTubers that have covered it, but that trailer looks pretty good so far. I like that.
Yeah, that was so the thing contest, that was the second biggest view trailer after Beetlejuice. So I really want to talk about Alien Romulus. I mean, the Alien franchise is amazing. I love the first 2. I mean, my favorite is the second.
Me too. The second one's the best. Yeah.
Yeah, and obviously, if you guys disagree or agree, well, and I mean, there were good things in the prequel, really Scott films, but it just wasn't Alien really. So I'm very excited to see Freddy Alvarez, who did the remake of the 2013 Evil Dead and did the fantastic film Don't Breathe. I think this is going to be more the first film, more horror, which is great. And like we saw that trailer, like it looks badass. It looks very like the 1979 film, which is great. So I'm like very excited for August when it comes around.
Is that when it comes out in August?
Yeah, because initially this movie was supposed to be in Hulu, just like Prey, but they changed their minds to be released in theaters.
Oh, okay, cool. I'm down with that.
Yeah.
I like that. I mean, not really knowing the story or the characters or anything like that and whatnot, it's really hard to know what to say about it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Other than that, it looks good. It looks suspenseful,
Yeah, I mean, which is good. I mean, that's what you want for an Alien movie.
It looks horrific. It looks pretty horrific.
Yeah, exactly. And if you want to know what is in the timeline, they're saying that it's between the first and second. So it's in between the first 2 films for this movie. Okay.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, because a lot of people just was kind of like, because we've been jumping in and out with the continuity with the Alien franchise. So this is going to be in between the first 2. And this is not going to be the Chuck strikers. These are going to be more colonists people.
It's gonna be a standalone. It's not gonna have any connection to like the any of the other original characters or anything like that and whatnot.
No.
I'm sure they'll probably have like the Utani Corporation and whatnot will be in there and all that shit and whatnot. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. I mean, they're probably working with them.
Oh yeah, because they exist at that point in the timeline. You know what I'm saying? Like they're big. You know.
Yeah. Oh, that's something that's good that you bring that up.
In fact, at that point in the timeline, they'd be looking for the aliens, right?
Yeah, because in the first film, they discovered the...
Yeah. So Watani wants the aliens at this point.
Yeah, at this point, yeah. In the second film, Burke knows about it because of the
of course.
In the second film, so at this point, Leon and Charlie are interesting to make the xenomorphs into like weapons, for the army. Yeah,
no, it's good. I do like the aliens films. That's pretty much it, folks. Why don't we call it? Why don't we call it a night, Andres? Well, the early show tonight.
Yeah, this was a fun show. It was another successful show. I think we should go.
Of course, it was. Let's get out of here. All right, folks. We appreciate all of you. We hope you enjoyed the show. We will see you next time. Peace out. God bless you.